Welcome to the weekend show, ladies and gentlemen. Today is basically the same weekend. This is an emergency podcast that I gotta let y'all in on a little tea that just spilled over. Now, throughout the years, the Oscars were pathetic. Nobody liked the Oscars. The Oscars were something that you could laugh at. Like the past 2 to 3 years, you go, the Oscars, you do the jerk off motion almost like, oh yeah. Yeah, the Oscars, a big jerk fest for Hollywood, dude. No one gave a fuck. And I think the internet kind of ruined the Oscars. The Oscars were something where you would have almost like a personal thing. You can't wait to see the celebrities talk about their movies and their acting and all then the comedians would kind of make fun of them, and it was a whole spectacle. See them wearing these dresses that are flowing and people dressed up in nice suits, trying to be quote unquote normal. But the internet kind of paved the way for these celebrities to get a even closer look at how fucking crazy they are. It showed them, with every celebrity got a Twitter account and they just be tweeting the weirdest shit. They're like batshit crazy, and they all follow this weird mold. It's this weird boxed in persona where you're all with the same agenda. You all support the same thing. It's like a hive mind almost. Like, these guys are just not real people. And the internet exposed them for being like really fraudulent and phony. And then just the general public ultimately doesn't like to see shit like that. They don't like to walk into their room, turn on a TV, lay on the couch and watch bullshit for 3 hours, because that's what the Oscars. It's a bullshit wank fest. Until tonight. Tonight is one of the special occasions that Hollywood makes, and this is what makes content. This is what drives people to the box office. This is what, when you're making a film, you go, this is why we make film. This is why we make stand-ups. This is why we make Netflix specials. This is why we make movies and TV shows and hit viral posts. This is why we do this shit and make content. Because Chris Rock got up on stage tonight. He got up on stage with the mindset of like, dude, gonna be as tame as possible. It's the Oscars. I don't want to fucking get canceled. He's at the end of his road. Chris Rock's like 40 something, 50 years old. He's an older guy. He's like, man, I'm just gonna try my best to try not to be offensive. He said a joke that honestly is not that bad of it. Who's balding? Jada Pinkett Smith. She's got bald. She's not. It's not even like it's a secret. If you want to be honest, bitch looks like Mr. Clean. This bitch, she's bald in her head. She's shaved her head. It's shiny. When she goes to the barber, she's asking for fucking floor wax on her head. It is what it is. He made like a G.I. Jane joke. Now, this didn't sit right with Will Smith. Honestly, while Chris Rock was breaking down that joke, though, you could see that Jada Pinkett Smith's, she was like doing the swaying her neck back and forth, like this is like when black women are ready to fight, they do that. They sway oh hell no, start biting their lip. Then step 2 is like the earrings come off, the weave gets tucked in, the shoes come fucking off and shit. She takes the shoes, puts it in her purse. That's when shit goes down. Now, Will Smith seeing his wife going crazy. There was a break when he dropped the joke. He's like, he looked over at her and she did this. She did the sick 'em boy. Because Will Smith is, and he got up on stage, and I think while Will Smith was going up on stage, he was like, all right, so I'm going to do so. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to do actions because I'm so angry, right? And he's trying to get into the role of him slapping Chris Rock. He's like, okay, I'm so angry. So what I got to do is, I'm not going to punch him. I'm going to punch him. No, I'm not going to punch him. I'm going to punch him. I might hurt my fist. I'm gonna tackle him. No, I can't tackle him. We're in really good, expensive suits and get them all dirty. I go, put him in a chokehold. Oh, well, what if he breaks free, or what if he knees me in the gut, or what if he gives a couple elbows to my ribs? I'm gonna slap him. I'm gonna slap him and run away. That's what I'm gonna do. Slap. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, there we go. And get now evade before he figures out what happened. Cause, and then he got on and he sat down and he probably was sitting there and Will Smith sitting there while Chris Rock's like, damn, dude, the fuck for a G.I. Joe joke, dog? The fuck, really? This what you want, dog? Want that smoke? I hate this too. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the only one who's rich. He's just going off, right? Like, yo, which is so wild, bro. And he's like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, dog. He kept saying that. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And to be honest, bro, I think Will Smith got his swagger back. He came back, bro. This shit crazy, though. Because, like, throughout the whole... He was a cock. It was like I would watch a Will Smith movie, and I'd watch it, and I'd go... Because he would do something really fruity. Like, he'd be sipping a milkshake and blinking his eyes real slow. And I go, this is the type of shit. This is the shit that Jada left Will for. This is why Will can't sleep in his own bed, dog. Because he blinking slow, slurping from a milkshake. And he's got his feet up and wrapping his finger around the cord in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm like, yo, this is the reason why Will Smith can't see his kids, dog. You know? But I think, like, this whole thing has a deeper layer to it. This whole thing is, like, it's deep. Because if you think about it, everybody's playing victim. There's no charges going to be done. It's a nigga moment. Two black guys fighting. Ain't nobody. Not even going to make the news, dog. Well, I mean, the PC news. Black Twitter's going crazy. Good Black Twitter's going crazy. 50 Cent's got so many memes, too. But... It's the victim. Everyone's a victim in this, and everyone can play it. Everyone benefits from it because it's a victimhood culture that we live in. Chris Rock getting slapped. This is big. He took it in stride. He did his part perfectly. He said, okay, geez, man. It's crazy. He slapped me, man. But he kept his poise. He didn't get aggressive, and he continued to do the show, which was wild. So he could always do a stand-up. He's got the greatest fucking material living right now. Like, this is literally the Richard Pryor bit. All y'all motherfuckers are talking about Richard Pryor rocking down the street. Anything that he does is gonna be funny on that joke. Getting slapped by Will. It's a closer for sure. Maybe he needs like a little slap machine and I slap him and it's like, the joke's right itself right at that point. Will Smith slapping a man. Now, it's a redemption arc. He got physical, but he could still play the victim in the sense he had essentially assaulted Chris Rock, but he's black, and and furthermore, to white America, it's a light skin fighting a black guy. Like, Chris Rock's dark. They go like light skin versus dark skin niggas. You gotta let them fight it out. You gotta let them niggas fight it out, right? It's the house nigga versus the field nigga. I don't think white America cares that much, and this is being honest, brutally honest. Now, Will Smith is the victim in the sense that throughout his whole life, he was this guy. I think he was a guy that's just slap a dude, but we forgot about it. We just didn't realize that. He's been tamed. It's like a tiger in a cage for so long. He just didn't deserve to be in the cage or set by Jada Pinkett Smith. She shall not be named no more. In the next, throughout this podcast, we won't name the woman that shall not be named. Because I don't want to get my ass slapped. Shouts out to Will Smith. Slapping niggas. Shouts out to all the niggas slapping niggas nowadays. And by the way, y'all, shouts out to motherfuckers slapping. Y'all still slapping niggas. It's fucking pretty cool. But he's a victim in the sense that he's defending his wife. His wife was attacked verbally. He's defending his honor. She's defending her honor. And he said, man, I don't know, man. He was going after my wife. My wife did not deserve this. It's right there. Now, the woman that shall not be named for the rest of this podcast, the woman with no hair, and she's got a control over Will Smith. That girl is a victim too, because she got made fun of from her hair. She didn't deserve to be made fun of, right? So you can see the victim angle in that. Now the Oscars, the whole organization itself gets to be a victim, because they can now go, look at how hard it is to get these celebrities to behave. We've done this so many times without any interruptions until now. Now is the first time you guys hear about this, but we've got security on the way. Nothing would have broken out. There was nothing. Everyone went home and had a nice day. Nothing further escalated. It's a victim. Like they could play like we did our best, but even now we don't. Things are still unexpected, and it's just in the back. They're like, here comes the money. I think honestly, before this all started, before the Oscars went on, I think that there's this guy, and he was talking to Will Smith, and he's like, Will Smith, man, let me talk to you for a sec. Is there anything that we can't say? Is there anything like any jokes like we can get the writers or some of the comedians that get on stage and talk? Is there any jokes off limit? Like your wife or anything? My wife cheated on me. It's all out in the open. Will Smith, he'll be like, yeah, it's all good, man. Talk about her cheating on with Augustus or whatever. There's one thing though. Hey, before you leave, one thing. Don't mention my wife's hair. She was balding. She's dealing with some stuff. It's stress. She shaved it all off, but she would rather nobody talk about it. And the guy goes, yeah, no problem. We could do that for sure. Chris Rock. And he's going into Chris Rock's green room now. And he's at Chris Rock's room. And he's like, Chris Rock, man. Just wondering, we got some writers. Do you need any jokes? He's like, Chris Rock's like, yeah, trying to think of something. Like, is there anything that like I'm not gonna touch the cheating thing with Will Smith and anything like that, but I still want to kind of, I don't want, they're gonna be in the front row. I don't want to just ignore them, right? We're two guys in the same industry, right? It was comedy and acting, and I don't want to burn that bridge, but I also don't want to come off like really like I just didn't even want to touch her with a 10-foot pole. I'm Chris Rock, right? I dive into these things, tossing around this idea like maybe she should wear a wig or something about her, and then the guy goes, how about a G.I. Jane joke, because it's like it's manly, it looks like she's kind of buff, she's bigger, it looks like she's training to fight, and she looks like she's getting ready to fight, go into fucking women's wrestling or something, you don't have to touch on the balding thing, but she does look like Joe Rogan, or she looks like a G.I. Joe kind of guy. Call it G.I. Jane, her next role in G.I. Jane 2 is she's getting ready, right? And that's very light. And you can also, you're not mentioning, because Will Smith specifically said, don't mention the bald thing. But, I mean, the G.I. Jane thing is like the perfect dance around, right? She's just G.I. Joe, the bald cut. It's perfect dance around. You should get this, Chris. And he'd be like, and Chris Rock was like, yeah, dude, I mean, what is Will Smith gonna... Will Smith's a cuck. What is he gonna do? Tell him to pull up, right? That's what Chris Rock's like. I don't go fuck. He won't be mad and he won't be sad. He'll just be normal. He'll cry afterwards in her arms while she's fucking another guy. And the shit plays out, right? And the craziest thing is that like everybody in the Oscars too are now victims. Like, I did never expect, and all of them are gonna play victim. It's just a victim wank fest. He's just jerking off of victimhood. It's, to be honest, it's crazy that it happened, but at the same time, it's kind of shitty because now it's perpetually fueling this thing that when the Oscars next, it's gonna slowly develop into a Maury show or Jerry Springer. You know, just slapping. You ain't the baby daddy. I'm the baby daddy. Pulls off her wig, and it's Jada Smith. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That's what Will Smith is like. That's the quote of the day. Every rapper is gonna be. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. She's already in another rapper's mouth. Alright? She's keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. She's already in another man's mouth. Alright? She's busy.